Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. I am Tina and it is a wonderful day to be creating with you. For all the products that I'm going to be using in today's video, you can visit my Close to My Heart website and I will pop a link down in the description of this video along with the other forums that you can follow and join our crafty goodness. Okay, today I am going to be doing this layout from Dreammaker. Now, I took a pretty long vacation and I am always playing catch up, it seems like, with scrapbooking. And you know what? I love it. I love knowing that I have a lot of scrapbooking to do because I happen to love scrapbooking. And if the reward is to get caught up so I don't have anything to do, it doesn't sound like a reward to me. But this Dreammaker collection is still available in celebration of National Scrapbooking Month. And I'm going to share some of my favorite little tips and things that I do when these amazing Close to My Heart specials come out. So this was my favorite layout from the Dreammaker collection. And it worked perfect for some photos that I could do of Hawaii. I was in Hawaii last year and I have all my Hawaii stuff out and you'll be seeing some of that. But one of the things that I do is I really like to see what's coming in and what I have to work with. The other thing is I like to find the project. This is layout 2 in these free guides. You can grab these guides at my website at tinalaw.closetomyheart.com. These guides are absolutely free. They're downloadable and they are such a steal. I am actually going to be remaking this one, but you can see that there are 6 pages here. Yes, there's 3 layout, but there's 6 pages, and often these pages can stand alone as single page scrapbook pages as well, and I love that. This one here was my favorite, and it worked for what I like to call my bonus page when I travel, and I'll talk about that a little bit today, and I'll share some tips. So all I do is I go through the guide, and I find everything, look, notice I said no here. I find everything that has the code on it for my project. I circle all of those, and then I only cut that one from the project, and I save my papers so I can do additional projects. All right, let's dive in and recreate this layout. So because I'm going to be doing a paper saver technique that I'm going to share with you guys, my base pages are going to be this white daisy. We're doing a 2-page layout. My base pages are going to be this white daisy. Here they had you use this striped paper in the back, which is gorgeous. It is easier to do that because it's an extra step, but I love to try to, especially when it's 2 pages, I really love to try to save that paper. So my paper saver tip is you can cut this at 6.5. I believe I cut it. Here you go. And I just cut the 6.5 inches off of each of those, and I reserved this much for some future projects that I have coming up. And I hope you guys will join me for those. One of these is with our slider card and our slider front card that I'm doing a series with right now. All right. Let's put some stuff down. This goes straight across the top of the page because I am going to build on top of it so we have some dimension. Look, even this side is gorgeous, right? I might have to use that too. All right. And I thought this collection was so well designed. I just really loved it. We're putting that paper on so that the blue stripes line up in the center. We're really following the guide with this. So if you look at the guide, you'll have everything you need. All right, and we'll put this one on. We're gonna just kind of do this mirror image. I always say what's good for one page is good for the other when you do some mirror image scrapbooking. All right, so many pieces. Okay, off to the side, I have these here, and I cut these just like the guide, and it matches the colors of the stripe match as you come down. So you can see that. Before I put these on though, because I cover this whole center area up with my photos, I might have a little peek because today I'm also going to teach you about changing when you need to change your photo size. I'm going to be changing a photo size and, you know, I want you guys to see that. We'll just put a little bit of our adhesive on the zip strips. This is called for in the guide as well. This goes right across the bottom. And now I'm going to tell you about my bonus page, why I mirror image and put these together. So above this, I am also going to be putting some black strips, which I love. You're going to see me put some black strips on here, on this layout, and I love adding black. I'm going to be putting 1/4 of an inch at the top on top of my paper. Just adds some dimension. But down here, I'm just going to line it up, and these are 1/8 of an inch in the guide. All the measurements are in the guide. Okay, a bonus page for my when I travel. I started doing this some time ago because I take a journal when I go on vacation, and I record all kinds of random stuff. Things I saw that day, maybe things we visited, things we said, things we thought we might like to do. I'll have like random pictures that I took that I'm not going to do a whole layout with, or it could just be, you know, tidbits of my vacation that I felt were worthy enough to write them down. And I have created these, what I call my bonus pages, to record lots of random stuff. So when I record all kinds of random stuff, those random things could be like the places we ate that I'm not going to record, some place that I visited, a conversation that we had, something George said, you know, that I thought was interesting. It's all the extras that may not make your scrapbook otherwise. And those are really important for me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add the black strips. There will be 1/4 of an inch at the top of each page and 1/8 of an inch here at the bottom. And then we'll add this paper in. We're going to go ahead and put these in now. And I'm going to just butt that up against the bottom of that black 1/8 of an inch strip that we put in, match them up side to side, and see there's like a tiny little spot right there. That spot is there because the measurement that I decided to do, I was originally going to put this on the page and then these would have overlapped a little, but I realized that I might be a-okay with having that little bit right there. And if I end up seeing something, it is a perfect spot to just add another little black stripe and have that peeking out the side. And that's never a bad thing for me. Okay. Just rub it all down, make sure that we are good to go. Excellent. All right. I've already matted some of my pictures for this, and I have a photo change. So what I did was I printed these pictures myself, and I even created these little white borders around them and the little black borders as well. I wanted them to stand out, but you'll notice these are the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 that the original sketch calls for, and I did these smaller. I did that on purpose because I like the way it looked and this was a great time. So we're going to do this. The layout in itself calls for one 4x6 photo, and that is me there. But really what I want to showcase is the flowers that are in this. Yes, I do. Okay. And then I'm switching this. I'm going to do the smaller one on the inside and then the bigger one on the outside because I think I'm going to like the way that it lays out. And I'm just looking at everything. I have 3 smaller ones so that I will have 2 big pictures and then 2 of the smaller ones. And we're going to mix up those colors and see what we like. I actually like it the way I had it. So now you can see as I put this down, I'm going to be putting a whole bunch of flowers on here. Here they go. I have some leaves, some flowers, different things. I have so much room. This is the original amount of room for journaling, but I'm actually going to tell you how I am going to incorporate lots of smaller journaling on this. Okay, I can see that I have that little strip that comes across right here, and I thought that that might be a thing. So I am going to grab my black shimmer trim for this element, and because it is nice and shiny and beautiful and glittery, but it's also very thin and flat that our pictures will not have any added dimension. There we go. Fabulous. And I will just cut that and leave a tail for next time so I can get to it easy peasy. Here we go. All right. Go ahead and set our photos up. Yeah, I think I like that a lot. Okay, even though this is, even though these are just floral pictures, this is kind of what I meant by it allows me to record all kinds of different things. So these were pictures that we took basically of all over Hawaii while we were there, and I saw these flowers. I just snapped pictures of them, and I'm able to bring them in and incorporate, you know, this layout. Now, I want to make sure that I'm centering my pictures well, and whoops, that I keep them on the page. There we go. Let's trim off that little extra shimmer trim that I have on the edges. There we go. I'll do the other page in just a moment. Okay, and then this page here will come to the forefront of me on this bridge. And this was actually the day that we found this flower that is, here we go, this one here. This is the day we found this one, and I really loved it. Okay. I am going to just put this picture on with regular adhesive, but if this is a spot that you would like to add a little bit of foam tape, it is a great spot to do so. And more at the top than the bottom, because the layout shows me to do that, and it's great. And these ones I'm going to just kind of put in, I don't want to say haphazard, but I'm going to say haphazard. So a little order. I'm not pressing my photos down in case I want to move them around a little bit like I did just a second ago. And I'm just kind of eyeballing. These are this size. So I'm just kind of eyeballing that. Notice this change in the size of the photos doesn't change the layout. The layout still works. And this one here, I think I want to just move this up a little bit. There we go. And just turn that so that it overlaps both of them. I'm just actually switching the angle of the picture. That's why I haven't put anything down. There you go. I love the little white around those pictures. That was a fun thing that I just decided to try. But as you can see, these are different size photos. It really works. And they have different reasons why the photos stand out on the page. And I like that. Okay, so what I've done is the prep work. Let's talk about all the flowers. And this stamp set is really so wonderful. It just has everything you could want for this collection. I'm going to grab that for you. Even though I've done a lot of my stamping with this, I pre-did all my stamping with these flowers here, and I thought they turned out just so pretty with this simple technique that you're taught. So all of the flowers that you'll see, it's so simple. You stamp them with your black ink, and then you come back and one stamp in different colors, and the guide breaks it down beautifully, all the different colors that you need, and then you just fussy cut them out and you end up with these gorgeous flowers. Now here they really kind of stick with this rainbow pattern that goes along with the colors, and I have more than I need, so I'm just taking a bunch of these out. These are all kinds of the embellishments that I am going to work with this particular layout. And I can always add other things that I might want to incorporate as well. All right, so really, you can just line them up however you would like, but kind of what happened with it is they stuck to the color that it is at the top. There's this Loving Life sticker. I just took the adhesive off of the back, and I like the Loving Life because I was loving life in Hawaii. Okay, I'm just going to slide that behind my picture. I we'll grab my black marker. It's gonna need a little bit of attention, and I love to take our black marker and trim things all the time just by running around them. So I was loving life in Hawaii, but since the title on this says perfect day, you're gonna see that I'm gonna leave the day off, and I will add a little something later on that more suits my like perfect trip or something like that, or I might just stay, I'm going to stick with perfect. Okay, I'm going to just put this off to the side, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my flowers and I'm just going to be matching them up and tucking them as I go. There'll be no flowers on the top of this. The flowers are just going to go on top of these. And maybe what I'll do is, since this is going to take me a few minutes, I will fast forward for you so you don't have to watch it. One thing, in case I didn't mention it, but it was on my mind, I try to never put adhesive around the very outer portions of my pictures, my mats, or anything else. I love to tuck things behind them. So I try to stick to my adhesive being in the center, and you'll often see that that is where I tend to just kind of place my adhesive. It's so I can do a lot of tucking. Okay, let's go ahead and get these done, and I will see you back in a few. Okay, so we have all of our flowers done now, and it was super easy to put them together. You can literally just follow the guide as it goes. I've added the ones that you see, the smaller ones in the front here. Those have all been added with a little bit of foam tape just to add some dimension. Now we're going to go ahead and add the leaves. Now in the guide, you're going to see that this also called for some dragonflies, but I am not adding the dragonflies, and I'm not adding the dragonflies because I have another layout that has those in mind. So I'll be leaving the dragonflies off, and it's a great example to just say, personalize everything, make it yours. Okay. We have these black leaves that I've just added along with a couple of the other complements. These are from the die cut sheet. I really think the way to go is to get the bundle. There's always a really nice savings on the bundle, but it just gives you everything to work with. And off to the side, I have the guide so that I can look at it and hopefully get all my pieces. So many good things are in this project kit. I'm really glad that I get to work with it now. This is the layout that I'm doing with Hawaii in mind, but I have some other things that I will be doing as well. Okay. All right, a couple of flowers. This one here has been put on some foam tape. Just giving that a little push to give it some life. And this little guy here too, some foam tape. Just kind of giving that one a little bit of life. We'll go there and there. Okay, and now I have lots of pieces that are included in the guide that I'll be adding along with some additions. Okay, I'm going to place these 3 journaling strips down here because I know I will use those. I will plan my journaling out very carefully on these, but I'll be adding lots of additional journaling as well. And I won't be using the dragonfly, but I am going to use the heart. They're going a little over to the right. And then what I'm also going to do is not place them in a straight row. A little bit more, this one's a little bit more to the right. You know, just kind of like a back and forth to give them a little bit. And there we go. This one is a little more to the left. And I have the heart that this is off of the sticker sheet. You get an entire set of stickers. And what I like to do when I bring my stickers in is I use my anti-static pouch. I take the sticky off so that I can add foam tape and add added dimension. But that sticker sheet is going to be the one that just keeps on giving. And it has a sticker on there that says faith. And I have a very personal story that I plan to scrapbook with that. I'm going to cover up our top 2. There we go. I have this black heart foam tape off of the die cut sheet, and they're a nice matte color, so I really like them a lot. Okay, I have lots of these stickers that were in the guide, and I have put just little pieces of foam tape on the back of those so that I can kind of spread those around. The guide for this is just really good. Oh, right, I'm going to start laying my title out as I come up to it. I did the same thing for all of these. I took the sticky off with my anti-static pouch and then put little pieces of foam tape on them. Just lining them up so I spell it correctly when my time comes. All right, let's get a few more of these little pieces on there. And sometimes if I do my sticker and I decide not to add foam tape to it, I will just use a glue dot, and it works well. It gives me the variety to do it. And I have just pulled all these. They're in the guide. I highly suggest you pick up this guide. I can see this being a layout that I would make, you know, again, and then again, and then again. I really love how all the little hearts are coordinating with everything. That is my favorite part of my paper, is when everything coordinates so beautifully together. Okay, now that our title is down, in the original guide artwork, it showed that you added day here for perfect day. But for me, on my vacation, overflow pictures, that little recap that I have that I was telling you about earlier in the video, I need it not to say day, because these are where I'm going to add all different kinds of things about my vacation, and I'll want to be able to keep adding those. And I told you I was going to share a couple of ways that I do that. One way that I do it is I will sometimes type them out on the computer and I size them to my photos and print them on vellum, and then I actually use them as an overlay. These flowers are so vibrant and so bright, I know that I'm going to be able to put vellum over them, and that I will be able to have all kinds of great facts about my vacation and everything else. And then this photo here of me, these are probably my thoughts, my feelings, my memories. I will not put vellum on. I'll just cover those over, and that's what I thought made this such a perfect layout to do this with. Okay, I love to use a little something new and a little something old. There is bling, but I have these black bursts, and I love to pull things out of my stash. And if I can add now any type of black to something like this, I'm going to. So I'm going to add some of these black bursts. Okay. And then I am not following the guide at this point. I'm just adding these very randomly to wherever I would like them. You can also replace these with black dots if you have those, or do exactly what the guide said and just color your bling with our black markers. I often like to go into my stash and pull out anything that I have, and kind of, I say the best thing to do is it travels. It kind of travels with my projects and the different work that I might be working on. There are different projects that I might be working on because I tend to use them up more. And I don't think of them as having them for a while or being old. I actually tend to, they feel new because I'm going to use them on a new layout in a new way. All right, there we go. And I also love this pink pack of dots that we have here. These are good. All the colors match. They're also fantastic. I know we have a lot of hearts on this layout, but I'm going to add just a couple more. I'm using that darkest color right now. I'm going to add one there. That's the large. I'm going to add a medium up here of the medium color. This is another medium right there. And just kind of matching them up to some of the pink colors that I have here. All right. And now we need to make them shiny. All right, so I'm gonna take our sparkles. These to me are just a huge, huge thing. Now, if you wanted to take the time, I'm putting them right in the center of the black dots. If you wanted to take the time to add even more of the gradient color pattern that we have here, I'm gonna call it Gradient Rainbow. You could take the time to make sure that you color all of the sparkles that you're putting on to match that color underneath. A great way to do that is to use our fabulous markers. We have the most amazing markers. And you could add all of the color you want and just kind of match those in. All right. This is going to be such a great way for me to capture all the odd little things that we did that may not make a 2-page spread or even a single-page spread in my scrapbook, because I love to journal. I try to do it at the end of every day when I'm on vacation so that I can have all kinds of little memories with me and in my scrapbooks to share with everybody else. Okay, so I went ahead and I did my own bling because it worked for me at the end, but you can see that all of this is based off of this gorgeous, gorgeous layout that was provided for us by Close to My Heart. Now, whether you're going to work with the Dream Collection, the Dreammaker Collection, or anything else, you really should go and grab this guide from my website, because with the cutting instructions, you can recreate this layout in so many different papers. Thank you so much for joining me today for a little crafty time. It has been fabulous. For still pictures, please visit my other social media outlets, and the links will be in the description. If you have found this video to be a little crafty fun for you, please like and don't forget to subscribe so that you can be crafting along with me for all of my future videos. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.